welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I have my full moon journal prompt. I do this live online on Facebook, but I always go and do it by myself first. I thought it would be nice to take you guys along for my personal intimate journey. You can join me, you can follow along. I will put my website in the description and you can sign up for emails, and I always send out the journal prompts. This is my process before I share the process with everybody else. After I talk about a journal prompt, go ahead and pause the video, do your writing, hit pause when you need to write, and hit play when you're ready to come back with us. Okay, I'm going to start the little meditation, little stillness, tapping in with myself. You can go ahead and join me if you'd like. Feeling into my body, where it meets the earth. And I just take this time to allow my brain and body to come into alignment. If you hear the snoring, that is my dog. She kind of helps me keep remembering my breath. Allowing myself to slow down. Be present. Feel my breath moving in my body. And whenever I feel the need for a deep, deep breath, I allow myself to take it. Consciously releasing any expectation I have of myself, of those around me. And welcoming everything exactly as it is. Allowing a reminder of gratitude to fill my heart. Rooting down from my sit bones into the earth, I picture the roots growing from me and connecting me to the earth. I also picture from the top of my head a string connecting me to the wisdom above. Welcoming acceptance for who I am right now. Giving myself a whole lot of love. Letting who I am bring a smile to my face. Welcoming gratitude for myself and all of who I am. Again, I connect to the feelings in my body. And when I feel grounded and present, I allow myself to open my eyes. Hi. So your meditation to get grounded doesn't always have to be, like, you could do something like that throughout your day whenever you're feeling a little disconnected. I was before I sat down. Just take some time to breathe with yourself, to be with yourself. I love the fork and moon. There's so much you could dive into. This was just something I put together. This is on Amazon. I've been doing it online live on Facebook since the beginning of the year. We did a New Year's ceremony with it. And then we've been getting together every new and full moon to journal. So it's a great way for me to stay connected to myself throughout the month. I apologize that they haven't been on here ahead of this, but fear holds us back from doing the things that we really need to do. So this is me stepping in and doing the hard thing and getting vulnerable and getting real. So thank you for being here. So it is a pink moon in Libra, and the full moon is actually tomorrow. Today's April 5th. The full moon is April 6th. So tonight is a perfect time to sit down and do this. I always start with the top here is word of the year. So my word this year was empowered. I really wanted to step out of any kind of victim mindset that I might have had and step fully into my most empowered self. Not that I feel like I play the victim, but I feel like it can be easy to get stuck in fear and doubt and all of the pain that has caused that fear and doubt to live within me. And I have been working many years to uncover it and work through it. And I just wanted to step a little bit further into my most powerful self this year. I wanted to step a hell of a lot further into my most powerful self this year. This earth we inhabit is full of abundance. Infinite blades of grass, clouds in the sky, people surrounding you, and the list can go on and on. Notice where you see lack, where there is actually abundance. Tune your frequency towards the plentiful and abundant and notice how your life changes. I wrote all of these at the beginning of the year, and this is perfect. I looked into what the energy of the moons were going to be, like what Libra holds and all of that. But this, for right now, I have been, just to be transparent, because that's what this whole video is about, right? I have been working a work from home job for a little while now. I'm deciding if I'm going to back to my old faithful just for a little financial stability for a little while, which is serving tables. And I really don't want to. Like, I so badly don't want to, because I feel like it is going backwards. I feel like it is what I am comfortable doing. I feel like that is the way that I know how to make good money pretty quickly. And it's like my safe fallback plan. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I want to move on with my life. And being an entrepreneur is hard. And things don't always go as you planned or hoped. And when it comes to money, right now I am in a very scarcity mindset. So I have an interview. I know I'll get the job. And I feel like if I had that energy of like, I know the money will come, I know I will provide enough value to people with meditation and yoga that like I know that I will be abundant. If I could just take what I have with this like idea of serving and waiting tables and tie it over to how I want to live my life versus how I know how to live my life, everything will change. Until then, I will be on the hamster wheel of doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So, what's the saying? The problem comes up over and over again until you learn the lesson. Money is a cyclical thing for me. So, that's where I'm at, full transparency. First question is, what topic is tuned to the frequency of lack most often? Money. Abundance of money is lack most often. Being able to provide for myself and do what I love, having time, freedom, being my own boss. And this is really important when we're working through these things. Who, what, when, or where did this frequency originate? For me, this certainly originated in childhood. We were well provided for. I lived in a very nice house. I was one of 6 kids, but there was always food on the table. Like my needs were always met, right? But money always felt like there was never enough. As I had gotten older and understood more, that was the frequency that my stepfather had given us. That wasn't reality. He had and still has more than enough. But the energy that was carried was there's not going to be enough. And we have to live in scarcity. And it just wasn't real because we lived a very abundant life. I mean, to be able to provide for 6 kids, we had a huge house on a bunch of acres of land, and he had all the toys that he wanted. The energetic was not abundant. The energetic was scarce and stress and never enough. So that's where that had originated for me. And I also believe money ties back to worthiness and how you feel about yourself. And he definitely did not, I was not meant to feel worthy. I was not meant to feel enough. I was not praised or accepted fully or loved as deeply as a child deserves to be loved. It was more an energy of not enough all the time. If you got a B, why didn't you get an A? If you got an A, why didn't you get an A plus? If you got an A plus, how come you didn't do the extra credit kind of thing? So I feel like a mixture of energetic scarcity and being torn down. It's like this worthiness tied in that I am worthy of making money, especially as a woman growing up or a girl growing up in that household. The man held all of the power. So I feel like a combination of these things makes it difficult for me to feel worthy of money, as well as energetically aligning with it and showing up in the world in a way that attracts it to me, and allowing myself to show up in my fullest expression to offer what I have to offer, which will bring abundance to me. You know, like that circle of giving and receiving. How can I shift my frequency to abundance? I think for me, shifting my frequency to abundance looks like some inner child meditations to work on this worthiness wound for sure. I think it's also doing things scared and gaining the confidence to do the hard things, to prove to myself that I can show up in the world, that I do have something to say, that my voice is worth being heard. And I think having the confidence in money coming in different energetic ways as it does with jobs. So the time and effort and trust that I put into having a job, specifically this one job that I feel like always brings me what I need to start believing and knowing that abundance can come other ways. And it's hard because I have been on this journey for a little while. I have tried a few things and failed. And that causes me to lose faith and hope in making money, in bringing abundance in this way. I saw this thing on TikTok that was like, this girl got really excited the first time she failed. And she's like, I know you're not supposed to be happy about failure, but she's like, that meant that I had been taking like my first steps towards this journey, because everybody always talks about how failure is part of the process. Nobody takes you along for the journey for like the heartbreak that the failure is. They talk about the failure in the points of their success, right? Because nobody really sees anybody as their way on their way up to their success. They see them successful and they see them living out that life. So I feel like when we are on our journey and we get to this point of like failure after failure after failure, it's easy to not believe in yourself. It's easy to think, this must not be the path for me. Like, it shouldn't be this hard. I'm doing something wrong. I keep getting the message of like, just when you're about to stop is right when everything is going to happen. And I even saw like, if you make 21 podcasts, you're in like the top 1% of people that make podcasts, because people stop after usually like their third podcast. So I guess it's also the believing. I have a really hard time believing in myself. I know I shouldn't like, probably admit that on a channel where I'm trying to like promote self-love and believing in yourself. But that's just like the reality. I feel like on the way to getting where you're supposed to be, it's the freaking hardest. Like, I'm almost gonna cry because how hard this feels sometimes. It's no wonder a lot of people don't do it. And you have to be strong, and you have to have this like unwavering belief in yourself, no matter what. Like, I built a yoga studio and the whole situation was kind of messed up, and it was a bad idea in the location that I did it to begin with, but I was just so eager to start and get something started, and that failed. Like, I put a whole bunch of money into renovating, and it didn't work. So I moved on to something else, and I bought a bunch of kayaks, and I was going to do like kayak tours, and I didn't do one. I went and kayaked myself. And I've been doing beach yoga and things like that. And, the following's just not really coming yet. And I tried TikTok, and well, and now I'm on YouTube. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know if I have not tried hard enough. Maybe I've given up too easily. Maybe this is just my freaking path and I'm on my way. I think I'm gonna go with that one. But this was all to say, if you're still here, this is all to say, like, ways I can shift my frequency to abundance, I think, is belief. And I don't mean like this false belief, but I mean like really taking the time in my day to like sit and cry tears of joy for the beautiful being that is inside of me, and like truly believe in her the way that I want everyone else to believe in her, to believe in her, in me so deeply, to create a knowing within myself, like a pride, like a mother or father's pride in their kids. Like, I don't have kids, but if I was to think about like how proud I would be of my kid, of my child, like my heart walking outside of my body, like I want to feel that for myself. And I feel like that energy of that belief and that pride and that love will make me a magnet for abundance. I'm going to watch that back and then write that down. And one action step that will welcome abundance, welcome an abundant mindset. Those meditations, I think an inner child meditation, like a loving inner child meditation daily. Yeah, I think that'll be the answer for me to welcome that abundance into my life. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for journaling with me. If you journaled along, if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for journaling along with me. Keep in mind that abundance is not only money, it is love, it is peace, it is hope. It could be abundance of mindset, it could be abundance of time, energy. An abundance of energy. Hope you enjoyed this. Maybe in the comments below, let me know what some of these journal prompts look like for you. And happy full moon.